behavior ratification. I'm going to tell a story. So we're going to talk about Noah in the burp. Poor Noah. He gets picked on throughout this training all the time. So Noah in the burp. So I went away to training, came back, and I said, I'm going to get rid of that burping. And, you know, he was a middle schooler at that point. You know, middle schoolers, they can be like, they can burp like the whole alphabet and everything else and keep going. And I couldn't stand it. Like, he was doing it in the car and stuff, and it was driving me crazy. So I was like, I'm going to get rid of that behavior. I'm done with it. So he gets in the car. He's in the back seat. I've already prepped my other kid, like, don't respond no matter what he does. And so we're driving to soccer practice. And I look up in the rearview mirror, and I'm like, hey, Noah. And he's, what? And I said, I noticed that you haven't burped on the car ride. I really appreciate your self-control. What do you think he did? Like the loudest, longest burp of his life. I'm turning the radio up louder and louder, trying to drone him out, ignore the behavior. And the kid beside me is like, he's bouncing up and down because he's laughing so hard inside and everything. We get to soccer practice, and he gets out and closes the door, and I white knuckle it out of the parking lot and everything. And I was like, okay, I made a mistake. My mistake was I did it in the body of time instead of at a transition. Key point. You're trying to change behavior, you're going to do it at a transition. And the reason why is because they're going to be less likely to demonstrate that behavior with someone else. Okay? So you're going to do it at a transition. So the next day, we're driving to soccer practice. We get there. He opens the car door, takes off his seatbelt, steps out. He's about to shut the car door. I said, hey, Noah. He says, what? And I said, I noticed that you didn't burp for the last 3 minutes. I'm really impressed with your ability to have some self-control. And then I gas it out of there. And I mean, the car door's flapping in the breeze and everything, and he's like, after me and everything. I have to pull over and shut the car door, and I'm like, yes, point for mom. You know, we're tied at this point. So it's like, all right, I got it. Do it out of transition. Next day, same thing. We get there, I say the same thing. Notice I said like in the past 3 minutes, not the whole car ride, because he burped like 10 times in the car ride, a long time. So in the last like 6 minutes, you haven't burped. That's so great. You have so much self-control. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's like, he lets out a baby one and shuts the car door. I drive off. Next day, do it again. He doesn't burp. He just shuts the car door. Now I need to back it into the time period. I need to actually do it during when he would be likely to demonstrate the behavior, okay? Likely to demonstrate the behavior. I have to do it then. So we're driving to soccer practice, and I said, Noah, I noticed that you haven't burped in the car yet today. I'm really impressed with your ability to control yourself. And it really shows respect for us in the car. He lets out a baby one. You know, he's testing the waters. She's gonna tell me not to? Next day, same thing. And he says, I said, Noah, I am really impressed that you were able to keep from burping most of this car ride. It shows a lot of self-restraint. Mom, I haven't burped for like a month, okay? I know, it shows lots of self-control. I got it. I'm not burping in the car. We got it, okay? It's been like 6 days, you guys. It hasn't been a month. So at that point, the behavior is gone. If it comes back, then we go back to that protocol. But for the most part, it's gone. So now I can work on another bodily function that he does at inappropriate times. So whatever it may be, whether it's hitting, spitting, kicking, all those things, do they have awareness? That's your first point. Provide the recognition at a transition point. Call it something nicer if you need to, like nice hands versus slapping people upside the head or something like that. Call it something nice, then back it into the body of the time period when it is traditionally been when the behavior has demonstrated itself, and you gotta call it by name. Provide that recognition for a period of time, and then it should extinguish. This works every time.